Yo, what up? Alright, we got patch notes. So, this we got as a playable character. Awesome. Music from Cyberpunk, the opening from Edge Runners, Fire, Went to the Edge, Cyber Wildlife Park, Chip It In, Never Fade Away, and I Really Want to Stay at Your House, which is only available until 2027. Their permission to use the song will be gone in 2027. They bought the rights, so it'll probably expire in 2 years, and they're like, let's not renew it. Avatar parts for Lucy, David, Rebecca, gallery item for Lucy, like concept art and stuff probably. GG World entry for Lucy, images in GG World, Venom, Udo, Undine, Sharon, Striper, Dizzy, Necro, Robokai, Bonebiter, and Unika. I don't know who Bonebiter is, but okay. New dialogue has been added. Those taunt respect lines when facing Kai, Jacko, Sin, Asuka, and Unika. Round loss when facing Jacko and Sin. Match loss facing Kai, Sin, and Asuka. Spelled Axl wrong. Axl's introduction sequence lines when facing Asuka. Round victory and match victory when facing Bedman. Interesting. Victory sequence lines when facing Jacko, Sin, and Unika. Okay. Ranked match. This is big. Add a new online mode, Ranked Match. This mode can be accessed from the Men Network. But we compete against random opponents online for rank points. Ranks are assigned to each character, so the first 10 battles for each character will be placement matches to determine their starting rank. This is awesome. This is like Street Fighter. Street Fighter's rank is really good. Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Platinum, and Diamond have ranks 1 to 3 with the final Vanquisher category. Once you reach the highest ranked Vanquisher, you can no longer be demoted to lower ranks. And matches for dual rating will begin. Yeah, this is exactly like Street Fighter. Like once you get Master in Street Fighter, you can't be demoted, and it's for a different rating. It's for Master rating. This is dual rating, which is good. I do think maybe there aren't enough ranks, but we'll have to see. There's also only 1 through 3. We need to see how the actual rank up works. But and we'll need to see like how easy it is for people to climb. Legion of Rank Match following changes have been made. Names have been changed. On the match is now Lobby Match. Rank Tower is now Dual Tower. Okay. Celestial Floor considered an assigned floor, allowing players to enter regardless of their assigned floor. So you can just go to Celestial Floor whenever you want. It's just treated like a normal floor now. You can just go there whenever you want. Added ranked match related pages to our code. Okay, that's cool. New badges. Celestial assigned floor badge. That looks pretty. RP rank badge. Indicate the rank of each character. Obtainable after completing the rank match placements. Vanquisher DR badge. Representing the DR for each character. Okay, that's good. Player search function. So you can just search for people's Arcos. Before, I don't even think you could do this. You just had to like go on the leaderboards or something and search them, but now you can actually like do this. Or like you had to have them join your room and view their profile from there. Some features have been added. Indicator for opponent's connection type. Oh, to cancel match feature. Added a block function when the game is interrupted. This is awesome. I'm never accepting Wi-Fi ever. This is great. This is a great change. Street Fighter has this, Tekken has this. During online matches, if the game detects that either the ping or rollback frame values exceed a certain threshold, a vote to cancel match button will appear for both players. Vote by holding down the button, and if both players vote, the match will be invalidated and ended. That's Street Fighter has this, yeah. These are all good stuff, good changes. And there's the block button right there. Okay, you block the opponent by pressing and holding the button. You will no longer be matched with the blocked opponents. All right, this is the good stuff. Okay. Overall direction for adjustment. We've revised some universal mechanics to address certain offensive and defensive interactions that were seen as problematic. Regarding character-specific adjustments, our focus has been on improving the overall balance of the cast. We've also updated underutilized moves to give them more distinct purposes. In order to align with overall balance, with the changes to universal mechanics, some characters saw minimal adjustments. Okay. Risk got big changes. No longer affects damage scaling. Instead, the character's defense now varies depending on the risk level accumulated, increasing the damage dealt. I'm gonna be honest, I thought this is what it was. I thought this is what risk was for the longest time. I didn't know it was like it affected combo scaling. I thought it was just like their defense. Like you just take more damage if you have more risk, but I mean you do effectively, but now it's like straight up, you just take more damage. Risk level accumulation reduced damage scaling, which led to combo damage in particular significantly increasing with only slight accumulation. The properties a smaller on a risk level will no longer result in major changes to combo damage. That's good. Damage bonus can now benefit standalone attacks such as long-range pokes or throws, creating potential for more damage in situations where combos are not viable. To prevent excessive damage, the bonus damage from the effective risk level on defense is limited for certain attacks such as throws, missile moves, and overdrives. Okay. So, like, if you have a certain amount of risk, like, throw damage will not go above a certain, like, risk level. Like, once you get a certain risk level, that's the max damage a throw will do. Those combos between version 1.47 and 1.48. Different risk levels. Yeah. Like, look at this difference. This is big. So it still gets affected by normal combo scaling, but it's just more damage overall. Yellow Roman cancel adjustment. Yellow Roman cancel has been changed to create a greater distance on hit. This prevents the player initiating a reversal from getting too great of an advantage. While there's no change in the recovery frames, it's now more difficult to initiate immediate strike throw mix-up. So this was in the Lucy gameplay, like the dev gameplay, where there was the huge blowback from the YRC. So I think this is a good change. Because yeah, a lot of times during YRC you'd have to guess for your life. Now you don't have to. It kind of is just like a revert to neutral kind of thing. However, when blocked midair, the user will land faster and be more susceptible to a punish. So you can block it midair. You can block it midair, and you'll be like, that's how you deal with it. But if you block it on the ground, I'm assuming you'll still get pushed back, but not as far. You really want to just block it midair. Is that possible to activate Guard Crush, increasing the options available to deal with Guard Crush? So, I think this is kind of crazy. You can YRC during Guard Crush. It might be good for dealing with Garuda, but I think that's an indirect nerf to Potemkin. Change the timing of tension gauge depletion for overdrives with invincibility. Overdrives with invincibility from startup will now deplete tension gauge on the first frame of startup, with a few exceptions. So I saw people on Twitter complaining about you can't do Faust thing anymore, where you do Scarecrow, Super, and then cancel. I think that is an exception, because I don't think it's listed on his patch notes. I did read the patch notes earlier, I skimmed through them, but with this change, using the same technique as before will require 100% of the tension gauge. So that makes sense for I was thinking like Super's like Tyrant Rave, for example. It makes sense to use the invincibility and then PRC, and you're safe. Stagger recovery mechanic change. Pressing a button during stagger no longer triggers a recovery. Instead, the character will automatically recover at the earliest possible moment. This is awesome. We hate mashing. Mashing sucks. Adjustments for all Wild Assault types, as they were still too powerful overall. The following adjustments have been made to emphasize the traits of each color variant. Red Wild Assault can no longer be cancelled on block. This is big. This is big for characters like Johnny, and I think Ram also has Red Wild Assault. Now rewards players for hitting the opponent with it, and in turn has less potential to maintain their offense when it is blocked. They really want you to use it as a combo tool, which is good. I think that's how it was originally meant to be used. Blue Wild Assault has increased damage scaling and blowback scaling upon hitting the opponent. Now rewards players when they make the opponent block it, and in turn has less potential for combos when it hits. That's also good. They really are bringing out the strengths. Blue Wild Assault you cannot Roman cancel. That's fine. It's invincible anyway. No invincible moves can be Roman cancelled, that's fine. When risk levels accumulate, damage defense is now reduced. So that's... At maximum risk level, defense is reduced by 50%. Because an exception throws invincible moves, overdrives, and moves that trigger a cinematic upon hitting will have their damage calculated with half the reduced defense. The defense that... the amount of defense that drops because of risk, all throws will only take like half that percentage. Increase the risk level reduction when an attack hits while risk level is accumulated. So you'll keep risk if you hit someone with risk, and they'll keep it for longer, I'm assuming. Stagger recovery from stagger now occurs automatically without button input. Recovery from stagger will always occur at the earliest possible moment. This is that's like big change. Yellow Roman cancel can now be activated during Guard Crush, increase knockback on hit. Use gravity applied during air blocks. So yeah, I think activating during Guard Crush is Could be problematic for some characters, but like for Potemkin, that's good. Red Water Assault can only be cancelled when blocked. Recovery frames. Okay, so they made it more safe by 1 frame, and this is safe. I don't think anyone has a 3-frame fastest move anymore. It used to be only Soul. Red Water Assault increased risk level reduction. Increased combo blowback scaling, and the button is not held. I don't know what that means. Increased risk level reduction. So it doesn't take more risk if you hit with it? Okay. Increased combo blowback scaling when the button is not held. I don't know what that means. But okay. Overall, just can no longer room cancel. That's fine. Okay. Now the characters. Soul Badguy. Reduce the difficulty of combos in certain situations to increase the reward of successfully confirming based on the situation in the match. Crouching Slash now triggers a stagger effect on counter hit. You can now combo into the charge version of Night Raid Vortex on counter hit. That's good. That's like his combo starter. Usually the counter hit slow motion effect made the move hard to convert off of due to highly difficult combos. The adjustment will provide stable damage when players successfully confirm it. This is like a nothing burger, but it could help. It could help as a poke, Crouching Slash, because that's like one of his best pokes. Ground throw, when throwing an opponent in the corner of the distance, now the same regardless of the character. That's good. I didn't know that was a thing before. Ground throw can only be cancelled from normal and command normals, okay. And attention gauge is now spent on the first frame of startup. That's for like every invincible super. To strengthen the effect of Shock State to better utilize his inherent strength as a character, also provides the properties of Crouching Slash, which was used infrequently. Alright, Shock State, this is some bullshit, dude. What they did to Shock State. No longer removed when the opponent enters hit stun. This ensures that if Shock State is applied at the start of a combo, you can benefit from it consistently. I don't know about this one, dude. This is scary. First hit of Stun Dipper now launches the opponent, and during Shock State, the opponent will no longer attack on landing after the second hit. That was Oki using meaty charge stun edge, making it easier to remain on the offense. So you get a Shock State, you Stun Dipper, they get hard knocked down, and then you just continue your offense with charge stun edge. Buffing Stun Dipper, that's I mean, it's I think it's more of a buff to Shock State, but this is just consistency, which is good. So both hits will always connect, because it was really inconsistent before. Sometimes you get the first hit and not the second hit, and then you just get opened up and you die. You expanded the hitbox of Crouching Slash forward, emphasizing its incredible range as it reaches farther than even far standing slash. Also now causes less knockback, making it a more viable option in neutral as in combo into standing heavy slash. Expanded some hitboxes upward as well. Okay. So Crouching Slash, reduced knockback, expanded forward hitbox, expanded some attack hitboxes upward, shrunk forward hurtbox. So it's safer to poke with. It goes further and you're not as vulnerable. And reduced knockback, so they're still in range. Shock State will no longer end when the opponent is in a hit stun state. So this is kind of big because it'll change like all his combos. So you start a combo in Shock State, and then like the properties of his moves will stay changed for the duration of the combo, which is kind of good. But yeah, like I said, it'll change all his combo routes, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Plus, you can get like, I'm just remembering Vapor Thrust through the Shock State. That move's crazy. So you could get probably a lot of combos off that. We'll have to see this though. Charge Stun Edge. Reduced horizontal blowback on the final hit. Increased the launch of the final hit. Made the final hit less susceptible to vertical combo blowback scaling. I don't know what combo blowback scaling is, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what that means, but so I guess you can combo off Charge Stun Edge now if you get the final hit because it launches. Stun Dipper. Add launch effect to the initial hit on grounded hit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's more consistent. When the second hit hits during Shock State, the opponent cannot ground tech. Increased horizontal blowback on hit of the second hit during Shock State. So knockdown, you get Oki. The Sacred Edge expanded hitbox backward. Okay, so I guess you can't jump over it as much. Provides the properties of her poke moves to lead into damage on hit more often. Reduce knockback of far standing slash, meaning you can now combo into the S slash version of Mr. Dolphin. Crouching slash now triggers a stagger effect on counter hit. A counter hit canceling crouch slash instantly into the slash version of Mr. Dolphin can now lead into a combo of moves such as overhead kicks or crouching kick. Far standing slash reduce knockback. Crouching slash reduce knockback. Added stagger effect on counter hit. Jumping kick. Hitbox adjusted, okay. Expanded hitbox and hurtbox downward, okay. So this basically means her crouching slash is good, and it's even better of a poke than it was. And that's like a good move for Mei, besides like standing heavy slash, because that move's freaking busted. But you get like full combo now off of counter hit crouching slash, which I'm assuming you didn't get before based on the way they're saying it. Axl Low. It's now easier to keep the fight at long range, where he excels with the increased reward from hitting with its pokes. Will no longer tech on landing after being hit with Snail. Creates more advantageous situations after confirming off of his main poke, such as crouching punch or far standing slash. 6K has been changed from a wall bounce to a tumble effect on hit. So that special moves like Sickle Flash or Winter manages to connect more easily, regardless of positioning, improving the consistency of his combos. Crouching punch. Changed hit stun state. Okay, I don't know what that means. 6K, when hitting on the ground, the opponent is now launched. Remove wall bounce effect, added tumble effect. So you can combo up this better. Snail does a ground tech, and they don't go as far. You get Oki off of it. So you can do Snail and charge Tornado. Provides the properties of Sweep, removing the frontal hurtbox during startup. Makes it easier to hit the opponent's low profile moves, increasing breadth of neutral options. Although the reach is shorter than far standing slash, it rewards more damage on counter hit, making an easy to use move with a proper balance of risk to reward. Shrunk forward hurtbox before the startup. So it's just like a full disc right now, okay. Okay, so they gave him a better sweep. W. Alright. Killed this guy. Provides the balance of risk to reward for his moves that quickly close distance. Hammerfall has reduced movement speed in a shorter duration. Oki available after Potemkin, Buster, and Slide is different now, making it easier for opponents to respond. We need to see how slow this is and how far he goes. Because if he goes like nowhere, then that's awesome. Keep him in the other side of the stage, dude. I don't want him anywhere close. Armor effect of Slide has been removed. You can no longer go for a knockdown while entering projectiles and pokes, adding more risk to the move. That's good. They should have never had that in the first place. But they kept the damage on it, which is weird. I don't know. Mega Fist has slower startup now, making it easier to respond with standing punch or standing kick. Slower startup makes it challenging to connect with opponents in the air, but also allows for additional attacks on hit. False Defense Breaker has faster startup. 6K into FDB, string can no longer be interrupted by all characters. 6P, making a relatively safe option to return to neutral. So that's like character dependent block string. Defense. Defense modifier value changed from 0.87 to 0.91. Increased damage taken. That's good. Mega Fist. This is a slower startup. The frame advantage on block means Unseen at -6. So it's 3 frames slower to start, 3 frames extra landing. Increased risk level reduction. Increased combo blowback scaling. Increased wall break value gain. Okay. Increased launch height after ground bounce. Expanded forward hurtbox before startup downward. I feel like Mega Fist wasn't really like used a lot. I feel like it's mostly Garuda and just Garuda actually. Garuda and Hammerfall. But I don't know. If they're investing more into Mega Fist, then that's fine. Because this move isn't like unfair, it doesn't have armor or anything. And it's not safe. Light hit, remove the ability to withstand an attack from the opponent. Decrease base damage scaling. Decrease combo blowback scaling when hitting as the first hit in a combo. So they don't they really don't want you to combo off Slide Head. Which is crazy, because why would you be using it like point blank anyway? Quick upper hurtbox before startup. Height of the hurtbox is now the same as crouching height, that's fine. Boost movement speed, shorten movement duration. Yeah, we need to see this. That it could be like very slight, and it would be like how we shorten the distance. But we need to actually see that. False Defense Breaker, startup change from 19 frames to 18 frames. Startup at maximum charge remains unchanged. So it's faster. 1 frame faster. Faust! Made adjustments aimed at improving the viability of poke attacks and easing the difficulty of combos. Knockback of far standing slash has been reduced. Continuing to crouching heavy slash after is now less likely to whiff on both hit and block, making for more consistent results. Okay, that's good. 6H launches on hit. No longer combo to hole in one when it is used to follow from command grab or thrust. However, mix and thrust will now hit more reliably. So they want it to be used more as a combo move rather than like an ender or like an in the corner type of move. And now it's like they want you to press moves after it, which is I don't know. It's an interesting direction to go with that move, but sweet. Mixed with the down left input, using combos now causes less knockback. This change makes it easier for close standing slash to reach after. Okay. Power standing slash reduce knockback, which is good. With stagger effect on grounded hit now launches. Okay. Blowback adjustment. Just horizontal blowback after the ground bounce while inputting down left during the final hit. Okay. You can combo after it. That's what they're getting at, I believe. They did. Okay. They did change this so that it uses tension right away. Okay. Well, that sucks. That sucks for Faust players. That's a big nerf, actually. Millia. The adjustments aimed at strengthening rarely used special moves and reducing the difficulty of certain combos. Artemis now launches opponents on grounded hit. We reduced the hurt box to make it work as a counter against pokes. Thank you. This move was useless, bro. Tandem top causes reduced horizontal blowback on hit. Get user to perform Oki. User to aim for follow-up attacks with BRC. Moving only the edge of the attack connects. Reduced horizontal blowback. That's good. Because I think they do tech after this move. Maybe not. I don't remember, but I'm assuming not because they mentioned Oki. But reduced horizontal blowback. That's good. You can follow up more after you hit this. Extended hitbox forward. That's kind of crazy because it's already a big move. So we'll need to see that. Artemis, remove the stagger effect on grounded hit, now launches. Blowback for ground hits differs from that of air hits. This is huge! There's another combo move that isn't freaking blow slash and blow slash into car. Reduce downward hurt box during the latter half of the duration. Oh, latter half. Okay. That's fine, I guess. Zato. New move Float and made adjustments to the Eddie life gauge to broaden his options for neutral and combos. Float pulls Eddie back to the player's position and can be launched at any time. While Eddie has no hitbox during the launch, his trajectory can be altered with a button input, allowing him to send to various positions. Eddie life gauge recovery speed has been increased. Time it takes for the gauge to fully recover after depletion has been reduced by approximately 1.7 seconds. More rapid transition back to offense. This is crazy! Direct Shade now has projectile invincibility. Okay. The Zato buffs keep coming, dude. They really want this character to work. But I feel like they're being so cautious about it. Eddie life gauge. When Gold Burst hits, Eddie life gauge recovery starts by carrying over the previously remaining amount. Recovery speed of Eddie life gauge from 0 has been increased. Okay, that's good. Oppose. That's the wall. Startup change from 74 frames to 73 frames. Startup with the projectile intercepting hitbox has changed from 8 frames to 7 frames. Portals on a blowback after ground bounce. Increase the float height after ground bounce. Expanded proximity requirement forward. Float newly added. Yep. So that's the little cloud eddy that was in the gameplay. Drunkard Shade add projectile invincibility during frame 3 and 18 of the action. So I think Flow's gonna be good. Yeah, Flow's gonna be good. That's all I have to say. Ramlethal Valentine. Made adjustments to limit her prolonged pressure strings to make it easier for the opponent to escape. Also made adjustments to weaken some moves that were difficult to counter while expanding her options during neutral. Bayonetto. How do you say that? Bayonetto. Now has reduced guard crush duration for the sword portion and decreased active frames of the explosion. That's awesome. Makes it easier to escape pressure with a jump if the gap is not covered by attacks from Ramlethal herself, reducing the knockdown potential of her strings. Attack level and recovery of Ando has been adjusted, now leaving Ramlethal at a disadvantage on block. Plus reduces its strength as a pressure tool. The adjustment to a startup and active frame make it easier to use in neutral. That's the rock, I think, right? I don't know how to play this character. Jumping H now has shorter duration and added landing recovery. Now easier to intercept when used from high in the air, and also easier to punish on landing if the opponent evades it. Sweep has longer range. That's I feel like that's fine. Her sweep is tiny, like itty bitty. We've expanded hitbox and hitbox forward. JH. Active frames from 29 to 6. That's kind of crazy. That's like, I feel like that's more in line with other aerials, but that's a big like difference there. Change landing recovery from 3 frames to 9 frames. That's fine. That's like good actually. Bayonetta, decrease guard crush duration for sword attacks. Frame advantage on block against a grounded opponent at close range and change from +30 to +20. The slash version, +33 to +23 for the heavy version. Change active frames of the explosion attack from 15 to 10 frames. So she's less plus, basically, when you block it, which is good. But still, that's a lot of like. It is a guard crush, so that makes sense. But plus 20 frames. I don't know. It'll be fine. Daro, that's her lunge forward. Each hit sun state of the opponent. I don't know what that means. But okay. This is her overhead. In the air specifically. Landing recovery change from 10 frames to 19 frames, increased knockback. Added proximity requirement downward. Landing recovery change. So she got 9 frames more in lag. Or landing lag. But that's more knockback. So maybe you can use it as a combo tool, but it's less safe. Rock. Change started from 31 frames to 28 frames. Decreased attack level. Change active frames from 8 frames to 12. Overall, the duration has been changed from 54 to 51 frames, and the frame advantage on block has been changed from +7 to -4. That's unsafe. So if you get hit with a point blank, well, you can't punish. Actually, it's perfectly safe. She's not gonna be able to mash on you. Boost hit stop, strengthen vacuum effect, so you get pulled in more. Reduced risk level reduction, decreased combo blowback scaling, decreased blowback scaling when hitting as the first hit in a combo, decreased wall break value, decreased blowback scaling when hitting as the first in a combo. So does that mean like I think I cracked it. Decreased blowback scaling when hitting as the first hit in a combo. So I think that means like the launch distance or something during a combo. I don't know. Increased horizontal blowback, decreased launch height, expanded hitbox forward. Super. Character now moves backward during the time freeze effect when activating near the corner. This makes it easier to hit with Calvados when activating close to the corner. I think this is like if you're in the corner and they're like on you, or maybe you're like a little bit off the edge, then it'll just push you back so you can hit it. Leo Whitefang. I think they killed this character. Back turn stance has been adjusted, making it more difficult to enter the stance from low risk movements, as well as more difficult for him to maintain his turn on the offense after a failed mix-up. Oh, will now tech upon landing after this is his DP? Yeah, it's his DP. With TP connects, low risk moves such as standing kick or crouching kick is now more difficult to transition into Oki using the stance, back turn stance. The reduced horizontal blowback distance is now possible to perform meaty close standing slash or turbulence, which I think is the where he like sticks it in the ground and he goes back turn stance. Heavy slash during back turn stance now creates a greater distance with the opponent when blocked. The attack level has been lowered as well. So I think attack level is like what can clash with what. So making this a lower attack level means like other heavy slashes probably beat it. So if you have fast heavy slash, you can just smash that. It'll be fine. While Leo will still have the advantage if he cancels the stance after, it's more challenging to approach again to enter close range. Sweep has reduced horizontal blowback, making it easier to cross up with this, which I think is the that's his dash, and the one where he goes like this and he crosses you up. You have to hit with the far edge of the attack. It now leads to consistent benefit regardless of distance. Okay, sweep nerf, reduce blowback. Or is that? No, that's a buff actually. Never mind. They stay up. They stay with you. DP, the opponent will now recover upon landing after the final hit, so it doesn't no hard knockdown. Reduce horizontal blowback after the ground bounce to the final hit. Heavy slash strike back turn, decrease attack level, increase knockback on block. So he can't just smash it. I'm hoping it's like good enough pushback so he can't just do like kick slash heavy slash and then he has to like dash in, so you have to catch him. Which I hope that's what that is. Nagoriyuki. Made adjustments to limit his potential for surprise attacks from neutral and the strength of his close range mix-ups. Nagoriyuki has been changed from a low attack to a mid attack. This is good. No longer possible to perform a potent mix-up after using it together with the second hit of Shizuriyuki. It also no longer hit the opponent while they are walking backwards in neutral. This is good. 10 area slashes reduce horizontal blowback on hit. As it no longer blows the opponent as far away, it's now easier to set up Oki after a hit, expanding the options for combos and strings. That's fine. I take that buff over, or as compensation for the Beyblade nerf. Adjusted changes to defense based on the blood gauge or processed in line with the changes to the risk level mechanics. This may result in slight differences compared to damage taken previously. Reduce horizontal blowback, decrease launch height for standing heavy. That's fine. Beyblade change from low to a mid. This is huge. You can't freaking mash 50/50s on you anymore. DP, reduce the cancel window duration for canceling the second hit or other special moves. Okay. So Nago players actually have to think now, which is kind of big. They can't just, you know, walk up to you, close slash, DP, Beyblade, and then they're in. No, you can actually block it. Giovanna. By making less frequently used moves more viable, we have expanded her neutral option. Start speed of Sepultura when used after Chave is now faster. So standing heavy slash Chave Sepultura. I don't know, man. It's the kick. It's the backward kick. Retrieving the reward when using far standing slash or standing heavy slash is pokes or counter pokes. That's good. Powered up kick. Change starter from 13 frames to 5 frames. That's fast, dude. That's so fast. Increase opponent's hit stop on block only. Okay. Change frame advantage on block from -3 to from -5 to -3. Reduce knockback. Increase movement speed. That feels like a good move now. Like, it was already a good move, but they made it better, so we'll see. This is her launch, or her kick, her jump kick, which is aerial state as soon as the hitbox of the first hit activates. Okay, so she'll be in aerial state from the start, which is, you know, that's good. That's like what you would think would happen. Anji Mito. Adjuster moves with excessively low risk on block and added new applications to normals that were used infrequently. The guard restoration after Midoriya's blocked has been reduced, and now leaves Anji at a disadvantage with blocked. Do not lose your turn in situations such as after using Bigetsu no Hakobi against a jumping attack or projectile, and then making them block Midoriya. Is Midoriya the fish? Yeah, it's the fish, okay. Crouching heavy slash now gives Anji an advantage on block. It adds new offensive options rather than relying heavily on Fujin as before. Slower startup means that you need to choose your timing carefully. Crouching heavy slash, change attack startup from 22 frames to 27 frames. Recovery from 19 frames to 9 frames. Frame advantage on block from -4 to +6. That's big. You can just press now. But it is slower. Reduce knockback, expanded hitbox forward. Okay, so it's bigger too. And reduce knockback so it's easier to punish. Fish, reduce guard crush duration. Frame advantage on block change from +11 to -2. That's huge. Increase knockback too. Oh my god, you shouldn't have. I hate fish, dude. That's awesome. Eno. At a clear risk to powerful moves that were difficult to counter, and improved the usability of normals that were difficult to use. The leap occurs faster during Mad Love Agitato, however the startup is now slower. This makes it easier to intercept when predicted, creating room for counterplay. Counter for slow startup, the knockback on the hit has been improved to make it viable in combos. You know, now moves forward during standing heavy slash. Make it more likely to connect after far standing slash or crouching slash. Okay. Standing heavy slash now moves forward during the action. That's kind of good. So yeah, it's better for Gatling combos and pokes. So that's good. This is her little dash jump. Starting from 26 frames to 29 frames, sped up the timing when Eno becomes airborne. Your advantage on block remains unchanged. Okay. Reduce horizontal blowback, increase the launch height. Okay, so it's better in combos, but it's a little slower. I think that's fine. Goldlewis Dickinson. Okay. Emphasize the risk of powerful and difficult to counter moves, reducing the benefit they provide. Good. Jumping Dust now has reduced active frame duration and a smaller frontal hitbox. That's good. That move was busted, bro. And we're trying to use directly after jumping and hit with the active frames, and thus easier to intercept. But it will now tech upon landing after Behemoth Typhoon mid-air. Makes it more difficult to go into powerful OG from a jump in. That's good. Behemoth Typhoon now triggers a more powerful counter hit effects. In his yellow aroma cancel will make it easier to escape his strings. There's more time to perform a follow-up after counter hit. Okay. So that's like the indirect nerf to Potemkin. So if you get guard crush, you can just YRC and get out of there. But they also just made it better if you get counter hit. So you really need to block that thing, take the guard crush, and YRC, and then you just... So it's gonna be weird. How you play against these types of characters is definitely gonna be weird. Defense modifier value change from 0.89 to 0.92, increasing damage taken. That's good. Jumping Dust, change active frames from 10 to 4. That's good. Expanded hitbox forward. Wait, what? smaller frontal hitbox. What? But they expand. Alright, I don't know, man. I don't know. They're also spelling defense 2 different ways, so I don't know. We'll see. Speaking of Typhoon, change counter hit effect of grounded versions. Opponent will now tech up on landing from aerial Typhoon. No Oki. No Oki off of aerial BT. Axl Valentine. We have made adjustments to rarely use special moves, making them more practical. Countdown. That's the bomb. For detonation time, this makes it easier to incorporate into Oki or strings, allowing it to be utilized as a high return offensive option. That's good. Defend command can now absorb the explosion of countdown. Allows to be used as an emergency measure to evade the explosion. Okay, that's pretty cool. However, if the explosion is absorbed by defend command, the hitbox of that explosion will disappear, meaning it cannot be used. Okay, that makes sense. Defend command can now absorb explosions. Yep, yep. Countdown. Game started from 208 frames to 118 frames. That's crazy. That went from over 3 seconds to less than 2. That's kind of crazy. Blade timing when the certain gauge is consumed. I guess the gauge won't be used. It probably won't be used until like the explosion goes off, because you can cancel it with the defend command. No longer triggers ground tech on landing. They really want this move to be good because you get Oki off of it. Okay. Happy Chaos. Justice some normals that were strong and neutral, adding new applications to less frequently used special moves. No, make all of his special moves terrible. He doesn't deserve anything. Crouching Slash has increased recovery. This increases the risk when using it as a preemptive move to stop the opponent's approach. Okay. That's fine. 6S now decelerates faster and has reduced range. You know, you did dashing closer before executing it. That's good, because that move was good before. It might like end some of his combos, which is even better. He'll need more routes or different routes, or his combos just might be shorter. Clone from Scapegoat now appears farther to the front. Used at close range, the clone will now appear behind the opponent, making it possible to create offensive situations as if in the corner. Ooh. Okay, we'll see about that. Crouching Slash, chain recovery from 18 frames to 24 frames. In frame advantage on block from -7 to -13. That's okay. So it's a lot slower, which I think is that's good. But I also don't like if his crouch slash was like that broken. I mean, I guess it was. That's like one of his main pokes besides 6S, I think. But they also nerfed 6S, so I think, I don't know. This character's still stupid. I don't think he deserves anything. Scapegoat moved clone generation position forward, only clone generated now faces the opponent. Reduced HP usage, reduced movement distance. Why reduce HP usage? Why? Increase that! Increase that, bro! Get it up there! If they're making it better, then don't give him less penalty. But yeah, that's kinda, I don't know. We need to see how 6S is. Because if he loses some of his combos, that's great. Baiken. Made adjustments to some low-risk mix-ups to make them less potent. Additionally, we have improved the usability of moves that were difficult to use in specific situations. Okay. Downward hitbox at the start of Johnson has been reduced. While still connected as before, when used at the lowest possible altitude, it is now more difficult to hit with Johnson after an aerial backdash. Okay. You can no longer, like, backdash retreat Johnson, but it's more difficult to hit with Johnson after a backdash, so you can't, like, retreat and do it. But you can still do, like, the instant overhead version, which is good. Crouching heavy slash now has reduced backward knockback when hitting in the corner. Makes it easier to connect it to cavalry after hitting with the far edge of the attack. Hiragi will now reset command inputs upon successful parries. Makes it less likely to trigger unintended moves. Okay, that's fine. So basically, if you're inputting a move and you do parry, it'll just it'll like get rid of your moves, and any inputs you do after that will be new. That's fine. Okay, crouching heavy slash reduce knockback on hit. Reduce backward knockback when hitting near the corner. So it won't go as far, and you can keep pressure up whenever you hit with crouch heavy slash. That's good. Johnson shrunk downward hitbox during the first half of the active frames, which is here. That's what I was talking about before. So you can still do TK input and get the instant overhead, but it's harder to get it with the backdash. Main input now resets when either parrying the opponent's attack from long range or activating Hiragi during block stun. That's yeah. So it clears your inputs and you just start over. Testament. Adjustments to the situation after combos make it easier to land into Oki. Sweep causes reduced horizontal blowback, and Grounded Grave Reaper now triggers a different hit stun state. Makes it easier for standing kick to connect into Grave Reaper even when a far distance after hitting the sweep. Okay. When Unholy Diver hits, the opponent no longer attacks upon landing. It is now easier to approach after an aerial hit. Sweep reduce horizontal blowback, so they won't go as far. You can get Oki better, but it also leads into Grave Reaper more effectively. Okay. Stain no longer activates off OTG. That's good. More damage, but you don't have to pop Stain right away. Grave Reaper changed the hit stun state of the opponent when hit by the second projectile. I don't know what that means. Change hit stun state. Unholy Diver no longer triggers tech after landing when it hits mid-air. You get Oki off of... You can anti-air with the bird, and it gives you Oki. Which is pretty good. I don't know Testament stuff, so I don't know how good that will be, but it feels good on paper. But the sweep buff is good. Bridget, new application system, less frequently used special moves. Rock the Baby mid-air. Can now hit aerial opponents in a hit stun state and has faster startup. This means it can be incorporated into combos in various situations. That's good. Rock the Baby sucked, especially mid-air. Rolling movement now deals more damage when charged. Combination with the changes to Rock the Baby, this improves combo damage, especially in the corner. Yeah, this is gonna be good. This is like a good buff for Bridget. Crouching heavy slash, reduce knockback on aerial block, reduce launch height on aerial block. So that's less safe because they'll be closer. They block it mid-air. Less effective as an anti-air. Rolling movement. Change damage for the charge version from 32 to 55. That's pretty good. Rock the Baby aerial. This is crazy. Rock the Baby revolution. Aerial versions have changed as follows. Change start from 27 frames to 22 frames. Can I grab the opponent while they are in hit stun? Added upwards movement before the attack comes out. Always triggers wall break after hitting near the corner. Wait, what? Always triggers wall break? That's kind of ridiculous, no? This is a good move. That's kind of crazy. You can grab while they're in hit stun, but it's only the aerial version. So you have to be doing an air combo, which is like Bridget does that. She has those. Added upwards movement before the attack comes out. So we need to see this in game because I need to see like how exactly you move up. But I think it's probably to better align with some of the combos she has. We use as a combo finisher. Like she has you in the wall anyway. Her carry is crazy. This is kind of scary. Sin. Provided situations where his combo damage would increase, particularly reducing mid-screen damage. Additionally, we have improved the performance of normals that were difficult to use. Elphelt can no longer be followed up when it hits as a combo starter. Reduces damage available from the low-profile lunging move that excels in neutral. Okay. Elphelt can no longer be followed up when hit as a combo starter. Oh, what? This reduces the damage available from his low-profile lunging move that excels in neutral. So I don't know if that means you can't spend stamina to use the follow-up move, or if it just doesn't lead into combos. Which I think that's fine. If it doesn't lead into combos, that's perfectly fine. It shouldn't be used that way anyway. It's a get-in tool. It's a pressure tool. But if you can't use the follow-up on it, that sucks. That's really bad. Just the blowback of the hoof stomp follow-up move, making it impossible to land additional hits from mid-screen. Instead, a wall bounce effect has been added, allowing for combos when hitting the corner. Interesting. Okay, because hoof stomp was like his combo move, like mid-screen. You could also use beak driver, but it was more stamina costly. But hoof stomp was like that's the combo move. So if it doesn't wall bounce, or if it doesn't floor bounce and it wall bounces, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see. I don't know. I think it's very similar to Kai. He's gonna have some different combo routes. Downward hitbox of jumping slash has been extended. This makes it less susceptible to being countered by 6P when used after ground throw and set play, as well as making it more reliable jump in. Yeah, sure. I love JS. Make it better. I don't care. Crouch kick. Now -3. Okay, that's fine. JS active frames from 4 frames to 6 frames. Expanded hitbox downward at the base of the move. That's good. Beak driver. Follow up. Reduced tumble duration. That could suck. That could be bad. You might not be able to combo off it anymore. Or maybe only in the corner. I don't know. We'll need to see that. DP reduced horizontal blowback on a hit from 12 frames to 14 frames of the action. Expanded hitbox forward for 12 frames to 14 frames of the action. What? I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Maybe it's the follow-up. Maybe they didn't put the follow-up because the follow-up is frame 12. Elk Hunt follow-up. Decreased launch height when Elk Hunt or Elk Hunt follow-up hit as the first in a combo. Okay, so yeah, you just can't combo off of it, that's fine. That's not what it's used for anyway. I'm coping so hard. But yeah, no, that's kind of stupid. Getting a combo off of Elk Hunt is not, that's not what it's meant for. That's what you use Beak Driver for and Hoof Stomp, but they nerfed both of them, so I don't know what Sin does anymore. What does he even do? Hoof Stomp follow-up. Decrease the height after ground bounce. Change opponent's hit stun state after ground bounce. Added wall bounce effect. So yeah, less useful as a combo tool. We need to see what Hawkbaker does, or not Hawkbaker. Beak Driver. Bedman. Crouching heavy slash now leads into better match developments. What? Error 6E has improved usability to remedy its previously limited potential in certain situations. I don't know what Error 6E is. Yeah, I guess it is just the malfunction part. Priorities to call 4BA during the projectile startup have been adjusted. It's now easier to safely return to neutral when the start of 4BA is blocked after crouching heavy slash. So crouching heavy slash is the little car, which is very unsafe. So I think you can cancel it into needle, and you'll be safe. Error 6E projectile from call 4B9 no longer stand out off the screen. This makes set play involving error 6E in the corner more potent. Is that the head? I think it's the head bomb. No longer stand off screen. So you can, if you're in the corner and you have head bomb, you just launch it, and then you get infinite block pressure. Defense modifier value change from 0.82 to 0.85, increasing damage taken. That's fine. Just at how changes to defense due to call 13C are processed in line with the changes to risk levels. This is install, so it probably, probably just matches, or they adjusted it with risk. Call 4BA, which is needle. Change the projectile properties of the first frame of startup as follows. Increase knockback launches. Oh. So if you hit them in a combo and you use needle, you can launch them, which is pretty sick. That can be used on a combo starter, like point blank. Call 4B9 malfunction. Projectile from error 6E no longer extends past the corner as head bomb. Okay, so yeah, you can just use it in the corner, and it'll actually stay there. Asuka, I'm not going to pretend I know what I'm talking about here. I read this earlier. All you need to know is that his DP's gone, and instead it freezes. And his bookmark super, it does less mana during time stop. And he also gets two of the icebergs. There you go. That's your Asuka stuff. Johnny, let's kill this guy. Provides his ability to quickly close distance and go on the offense, making adjustments to his mobility. Yes, keep him a zoner, not a freaking rushdown, dude, like he was. Dash movement speed has been reduced, making it cover less distance. It is now more difficult to close distance after hitting with Misfinder or forcing a block with turn up. Yes, good. Hitting heavy slash now has increased knockback, creating more distance with the opponent on both block and hit. It's now more difficult to combo to Misfinder or Wild Assault after hitting with the far edge of the attack in a corner. On the other hand, the increased distance reduces the risk of placing a card with deal after standing heavy slash is blocked. Yeah. So they want him to be a zoner, which is great. Crazy concept, making the zoner archetype a zoner. I think the Wild Assault is gonna, the red Wild Assault change is gonna hurt him a lot, but we'll see. Deal follow-up after Vault is now available later. It can now be more easily intercepted with high hitting attacks, making it easier to handle. That's good. If he goes for card throw after Vault, then you can shut him down easier. 5 standing slash has reduced hitback, making it easier to connect with standing heavy slash afterwards. Improves the consistency of combos and strings after hitting with the far edge of the attack. Okay, I don't know what hitback means. I think they just mean they want to say knockback or blowback. Dash, reduced movement speed. Due to change in movement speed, movement distance has been reduced. We need to see how little this is. If he goes nowhere, that's awesome. But we also don't want him to suck like he did on launch. Backdash. Recovery from 18 frames to 22 frames. Due to change in recovery, movement distance has also been slightly increased. So, backdash is longer. That's awesome. Well, I mean, it's like kind of bad. Feels like it's like goes further in his backdash. But he can be hit more. He gets 4 extra frames of being hit, which is good. Fire standing slash, reduce knockback. So you can't poke with it as much. You're just susceptible to being hit. Standing heavy slash, increase knockback. That's good. Getting Misfinder off of it. I mean, you probably can if they're like close, but Vault, delay the deal midair follow-up timing. Yep. Elphelt they also killed. Provides property of some moves to make them easier to deal with. At the same time, we have improved the usability of moves that were not often used, expanding the range of options available. Chain Lollipop has been adjusted so the number of follow-ups is no longer reset when Here I Go is used. This means that after the initial Here I Go, all routes will end after 2 follow-ups. This is good. You can't just mash Chain Lollipop on someone in the corner and force them to block 5 times. So basically what that means is you start Chain Lollipop with Here I Go, then you can go for an overhead or a low or mid, and then you can reset back to Here I Go, and then go for a low and overhead or mid. But you can't reset after that. Alright, Bonbonniere now disappears if Elphelt is put into hit stun state after placing it. In exchange, a launch effect has been added when the strike part of the move hits. It can now lead into Oki even after hitting mid-screen. That's her bomb super where she straps 15 bombs to you. So that's fine, you can combo off of it, which is good. Because like a lot of times I think people are using it for screen break, because then you just get like guaranteed pressure and probably like a combo off of it. Now you can use it like mid-screen, and that's fine. Mid-screen and you get a combo off of it and more damage. But it goes away if you get hit, which I think is a good trade-off. Randomal 3's hitbox has been expanded forward with the hit effect changed to a stagger. This makes it easier to combo and mistrial out of it for mid-screen, slightly increasing combo damage. Randomal 3 is okay. So it staggers, it doesn't launch anymore, that's fine. He's got plenty of moves that can, complement the stagger, so I think that's good. Okay, Lollipop, talked about that. Up to 2 follow-ups can be performed. No longer resets the number of follow-ups possible. Yeah, that's good. Here I Go. After performing a dash cancel out of Here I Go, the startup of the dash can no longer be canceled. Okay, so you can't card cancel it, which is I think that would be a way to get around the 2 follow-up limit. So they got rid of card canceling for that move specifically, which I think is good. I mean, I think getting rid of card cancel sucks, but it helps nerf that move specifically. Overhead expanded hitbox and hurtbox downwards. Okay, I don't know what that. Okay, whatever. Bomb super added launch effect on grounded hit. Projectile not to create a belt enters a hit sensei. Yeah, that's fine. ABBA made adjustments to the limit. What? We made adjustments to the limit moves that easily allowed for aggressive offense. To limit the moves. Yeah, to limit the moves that easily allow for aggressive offense. Additionally, we have improved the usability of throws. Difficult to use due to the mechanics of Jealousy Gauge. Okay. Hurt box for Frenzy and Astonishment during Jealous Rage. That's the overhead. Expanded downward, making it more difficult to evade grounded pokes and projectiles. Still possible to evade low hitting attacks as before. So you can still jump over like lows, but not like some lows, which is fair. Ground throw and air throw will no longer deplete Jealousy Gauge during their animations. That's big. The ABBAs are going to be grabbing a lot more now. Allows for easier use of throws without worrying about the remaining Jealousy Gauge, making throws a more viable option at close range. Yeah, that's good. Ground throw, air throw, Jealousy Gauge will no longer decrease during a successful throw. Yes, okay. Aerial bonding and dissolving. That's key grab. No longer moves backward when the action is interrupted during the hit animation. So if it trades, I guess she would go like flying backwards, but she won't do that anymore. Overhead during Jealous Rage, extended hurtbox downward before the attack comes out. Okay, so yeah, you can jump over like ultra lows, but not super lows, Slayer, dude, I'm sad about this. Reduce the benefit gain from counter hits on certain moves, making moves that were difficult to deal with more manageable. On the other hand, we have strengthened the benefit gain from jabs, making it easier to create openings for mind exchanges. Okay. Crouching heavy slash has increased horizontal blowback on counter hit. This reduces the reward for counter hit at distance. So you can't do this anymore. You can't get a freaking screen break off of round start. If they press something during round start, you just get a free screen break. You don't get that anymore. Which is, it's kind of sad. It's sad for me as a Slayer player, but it's for the greater good. I know freaking crouch heavy is a stupid move, and I recognize that and I agree with it. So I think this is fine. Master's Hammer now has increased recovery along with the increased guard crush duration. The situation after blocking remains unchanged, but now easier to punish if evaded by jump. So, okay, yeah. So you can guard crush is longer. Well, it has more recovery, so guard crush is longer. But if you dodge it, You have more time to punish it. Attack level has been increased for standing punch and crouching punch. They can now combo to Mappa Hunch K, meaning you can initiate your offense off of jabs. Okay. That's pretty cool. Increase attack level, change recovery from 9 frames to 11 frames, so you can't mash it as much. Frame rate of block remains unchanged. Okay, good. And then crouching P is 8 frames to 10 frames recovery. And increase attack level. Master's Hammer, increase guard crush duration, change recovery. Frame advantage on block remains unchanged. Okay. Pullback adjustment no longer triggers grounded tech on landing. Oh! Increase height of ground bounce, increase launch height on counter hit. Pull up input buffer remains unchanged. Okay. So you get Oki off of it. Yeah. So you would have enough time to either combo off it or get Oki. Or maybe not, because it said increased height of ground bounce. So I'm assuming that means you can combo off of it. But then it also says it doesn't ground tech on landing. It's either Oki or you can come off it. We'll have to see. Dizzy got some changes because she sucks. To make the long-range combat more sustainable, her poking options have been improved. Active frames of "I use this to catch fish" have been extended. That's the iceberg. Allows to be used as a wall to prevent the opponent from approaching. Additionally, the projectile durability has been increased, making it more likely to win clashes against other projectiles. Okay. Opponent no longer attacks upon landing after Mikhail's sword slash version. This creates an opportunity to set up projectiles after hit. That's good. Forward hitbox of crouching slash has been expanded. This makes it a more reliable countermeasure against the opponent's dash. In conjunction with the changes to Mikhail's sword slash, the benefit on hit has increased. Okay, you can do 2S into Mikhail's sword, and then you get more stuff. You can do off that. Our standing slash shrunk hurt box. That's good. Crouching slash expanded hitbox. That's good. Frozen state no longer triggers wall stick. I don't know what that means. Like, if the hit of them getting frozen would trigger wall stick, I don't really know. I barely played this character. I've never seen this character do anything. Iceberg, increased clash level. That's attack level, I'm assuming. Change active frame from 16 to 36. That's over double. That's kind of crazy. Reduce knockback. Active frames end after connecting with the opponent. Okay. Mikhail's sword no longer triggers ground tech on landing. Remove tumble effect. So no tumble, no ground tech. Is it just knockdown? I don't know. Imperial Ray. Tension gauge now spent on the first frame of start. Okay, yeah. Gamma Ray. If the initial projectile does not hit, no longer transition into cinematic. The overall properties have been adjusted in line with this change. Okay. Has strike throw invincibility from the start of the time freeze effect. Wait, what? Did they make it invincible reversal? Oh, it's 100 tension though, so I better hope it's invincible reversal. It's kind of silly. Venom. This character got a lot of changes, dude. They really wanted to buff him because he also sucks, just like Dizzy. Made adjustments to improve the overall usability of moves and make it easier to engage in situations that utilize the balls. The duration the balls remain after being struck has increased, making them easier to reuse. Gives variety to his neutral game and strings, allowing for the creation of diverse setups depending on the situation. Additionally, the ball's damage has been increased. They really want to lean into like him pulling out all the balls and covering the screen with balls, which is kind of awesome. The damage increase is a little odd. I feel like they already did enough damage, but we'll see. Especially if they're going to be out longer, it might be a little too much. But revise the hitboxes of various normal moves to make it easier to strike the balls. In particular, jumping attacks were prone to missing, so we've added hitboxes that only hit set balls. That's good. Because I noticed that a lot when I played Venom. Some of his jumping normals would not connect. Crouching Heavy Slash has blowback adjusted, making it easier to use in combos. Carcass Ray now has reduced recovery time. This makes it more viable in a wide range of situations, including neutral strings and combos. Standing P, increased ball movement speed with striking balls. Okay, cool. Standing Kick, expanded hitbox and hurtbox forward. They just made it bigger straight up. Okay. Crouch Heavy Slash, reduced horizontal blowback on the second hit. Jumping Punch, increased ball movement speed with striking balls. Okay, so they did it for both punches. Not Crouch Punch, which is interesting. JK expanded hitbox and hurtbox of the attack's edge downward. Jump Slash expanded hitbox and hurtbox forward during the latter half of active frames. Added a hitbox only for striking balls after the active frames end. Okay. Oh, so it stays out longer. Okay, that makes sense. It's not like a bigger hitbox, it just stays out longer for hitting the balls. That's good. Same with jump heavy slash. Ball, increase damage from 30 to 40. Change the duration struck balls remain on screen from 120 frames to 300 frames. That's 5 seconds, which is long. That's a long time to be on screen. Q5, expended hitbox for the non-charged and lightly charged versions. Performance of the fully charged version remains unchanged. So it still does insane wall stick damage, and the uncharged ones are better, which is good. There's an initial hit change from 15 to 30 on Carcass Raid. For the slash version, increased risk level reduction of the initial hit. Increased combo blowback scaling of the initial hit. Increased combo blowback scaling when the initial hit hits as the first attack in a combo. Increased wall break value gain from the initial hit. Range recovery from 27 frames to 19 frames. Frame advantage from -3 to +5. So that move is good now. Does less risk. Does less combo scaling. I don't know what that means. Increased combo blowback scaling of the initial hit. But I guess it sets up better for more combos. I think that's what blowback scaling is. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that. But then they did the same for when it's first attack and combo. Okay. And then wall break value gain off the initial hit, which is kind of crazy because heavy Carcass Raid already had that, like, good wall break value. Reduced movement speed of balls struck with the uncharged version. Reduced movement speed. Okay. Damage of the initial hit change from 15 to 30 on mid-air Carcass Raid for both. Okay. And command grab, ball command grab, distance after the effect in the corner has been unified regardless of the opponent character. Okay, cool. That's like a quality of life thing. Unika. Unika has been in the game for a short period compared to other characters, resulting in fewer adjustments. ETTG Penetrate now has a horizontal proximity requirement. Makes it more difficult to hit opponents subject to punish from behind, reducing unnatural hits. I don't know what that means. Okay. Add a proximity requirement to the projectile part during mode Arbalest, preventing it from hitting an opponent located behind the character's own push box. Okay. So I guess they need to be a certain distance in front of you for it to actually hit. This is Stun Dipper, by the way. Her little slide. So yeah. I don't know. I feel like that won't be, like, changed at all. Alright, that's it. That's it for the patch notes. Thanks for watching. Patch drops tomorrow, August 21st. Lucy drops, patch notes drop, or the whole patch drops, rank drops, all the cool stuff, music stuff. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, all the cool stuff. Alright, thanks for watching. Low key, this took a lot longer than I thought it would.